podcast, Buddy asked me for my resume. I wrote it on a McDonald's napkin with a crayon. Boat cruises, we've missed those. Like Sam Feld.
Sam Feld, great guy.
He put me on his rider once. It's like hospitality must be served by Marckie P.
Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Marckie P Show. I'm here with my main man, Mike Disarro, first guest.
What's going on?
He is the owner of the Boat Cruise Summer Series, Elements Production Group, and he does some marketing.
Event marketing. That's right. For
Guru?
Big Night, yes.
Guru for Big Night.
That's
Thanks
right.
for coming, man.
No problem. I'm glad to be your first guest.
Yeah.
First episode.
First episode. I also just spilled coffee all over me.
It's okay. You're sitting down. No one can see it.
I mean, I can feel it.
So your pants are hot.
Yeah, I've got Dunkin' nuts right now. It's like French vanilla
Nut
coffee.
Got it.
All over me.
Great start.
How's your quarantine been?
It's been long. It just hasn't stopped. It's been a 9-month quarantine, technically not working. So, we just, as you probably know, we just finished building a house, and I got to do that for the first couple of months and stay busy. But, after 9 months, there's only so many things you can do being unemployed.
There's only so many projects your wife can put you on.
Yes. She's a big DIY Pinterest.
Love her. She's
everything
awesome.
You see on TikTok, that goes into my house. Like I have to go to Home Depot and I have to build that.
Are you in like herringbone wall form right now? Because that's huge.
She's not big on the walls, but she's big on sending me to Home Depot to just get a list of stuff.
Yep.
And then put it in the house. So I have to watch YouTube videos for hours.
Okay. And
then make that into a new beam in the house somehow.
That's awesome. I live with my parents, so I don't have to do anything except wake up and eat. So
that's good. You get fed though.
Yeah, and I've also put on like 50 pounds. So quarantine's been well for me.
You have an excuse, so you're good.
Yeah, there's nothing else except drink copious amounts of tequila.
I really never drank at home. Like before this, you'd never think this, but I literally probably had maybe a handful of drinks in my house because I was paid to go out and drink and do things.
Yeah.
And now it's like completely like I'm the guy that comes like 5 o'clock and I'm like, whoosh.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm like, what's for dinner? Let's have a beer.
You just fucking wake up and just start chugging 42.
There's nothing else to do. What do I have to do tomorrow?
Yeah. Don Julio.
Let me check. Nothing.
Let me check my schedule. It starts and ends with.
You asked me to come on this podcast. I checked my calendar. It was completely empty.
Completely open.
I'm not used to that.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. Here, we're all in it together, I guess. But playing a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah, I started out hot on Call of Duty. We played together.
Yeah.
And then I just completely fell off.
Just gone.
I mean, people are just too good at these games. These little kids, that you watch these videos and they're nasty and they're so good, and then all of a sudden I play and my wife's just making fun of me.
They're just not Zoom calling the kids.
She's like, all you're doing is dying, and I'm like, honestly, this isn't fun anymore.
You're getting killed by a 9-year-old who's skipping Zoom class to.
And they're like, come over and they just hump me on video, and it's like, I've had enough.
You've spent more time in the gulag than any person I know.
Yes, but I got out of the gulag. I just get in there quick.
I mean. There's no evidence of that, but
your brother's pretty good.
My brother's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah, he makes me look like an amateur.
Are you still playing like a lot?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to do.
You gotta love it.
Fortnite.
I got into like a little bit of a Halo quarantine
Halo.
vibe for like a month straight where I just played Halo.
Halo's coming back.
It's unreal.
I think it's maybe towards the end of the year, but that's gonna be.
I was playing like the original Halo, like Halo 1.
Wow.
Like Blood Gulch.
Wow.
Capture the flag.
Were the graphics like horrible?
They're
64-bit?
horrible. You have the handgun where you can shoot across the map. Oh. They had to get rid of that handgun immediately.
Yeah. Nothing like cheating.
They're like, you have a handgun you just shot across Blood Gulch and killed some sniper. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's brutal.
No big deal.
It's fucking brutal. What else have you been doing? Anything?
Nothing. I mean, I did like some rebranding, some new logos for the Element Production Group, like Boston Sound and Lighting and stuff like that.
Nice.
Other than that, there's not been a lot to do. I mean, realistically, I pretty much redid my resume, started applying to jobs. I mean, I read an article the other day from CNN. It was pretty much literally how our industry has disappeared. And at the end of the day, like, you read this article and your qualifications that you currently have in our industry don't parlay over into like the normal world.
Right.
If that's IT or if that's medical sales or if that's sales in general, like, our resume like mine isn't translating over to these people. So one, the new stuff technology they use, they literally screen your resume through something that literally spits out half the resumes. It's like, nope.
Oh, this is
So
good.
like all day you just get like, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. And you're like, okay, now I have to go get these keywords, throw them in my resume,
That's so fucked up.
reapply, and then I'm interviewing me. I have to interview somewhere and they're asking me like, what's the hardest thing you like? I don't know what to say right now. Like the hardest thing I've ever done is like an artist didn't show up to a boat cruise and I almost cried.
Yeah. So to get this podcast, Buddy asked me for my resume. I wrote it on a McDonald's napkin with a crayon and just handed it to him.
That's
My
probably
name.
better than my
It
resume.
was just my name. I
To
just
be
was
honest.
like, here you go. He was just like, dude, you got it. You're hired. I was like, thanks,
the
man.
Marckie P show.
I appreciate it. Would you like a podcast? I was like, yes.
Done.
Yes, I would. Yeah. Boat cruises, we've missed those. We've missed those.
We gave them a good old try. We got away with 2 this summer. You know, we did them.
Better than none.
It was at that point where outdoor events were like, it was a gray area for outdoor events. I mean, indoor was shut down.
Yeah.
But outdoor was like, you know, you could potentially do some of these. You know, we got the right approvals to do them. I won't say any names because super political. But some of the people in the state said you could do at 1/3 capacity. So we did a couple boats, and you know, at the end of the day, it got politicized in the news and everything. And you know, you're killing grandma, and you don't care about people. Like I care about people, but at the same time, you know, living off the unemployment income that they're currently giving us isn't enough to survive. So I had to go take a chance and do that. And everyone had the opportunity to go or not go. It's their choice.
For sure.
Like at the end of the day, they make that decision if they want to come and do that. You know, and we had no positive cases come out of that, but eventually we did have to shut that down.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's the culture we live in now. But going back, we've done some shit.
I think it's been like 7 years now.
We've done some things. Those boat cruises have seen some stuff.
I'm getting nostalgic right now.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
It's incredible. Like, what are not the trials and tribulations, but like what goes into putting the boat cruises together?
You know, a lot of people think it might look easy. It really, the planning for that starts in January. In December, like right now, in a perfect world, I would start planning the boat cruises for the summer.
Right.
You know, you get your dates together, you start figuring out what artists we want to look at, new and old, you know, what guys sold well, what guys are just awesome people and you want to bring them back.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, you know, but, you know, that
Hopefully
planning.
my mom's not listening to this. We're not getting to anything after this.
Yeah.
Promise.
So, I mean, you know, now's the time where we would start planning those things. And I don't even know if this summer is going to happen. So, like, right now, I start getting excited, like, right after Christmas, because obviously New Year's.
Yeah.
Second New Year's ends, we go right into boat cruise season. You know, we got to start planning all that stuff. But right now, it's like, is that happening? Is summer going to be okay? When's the vaccine going to be here? All that stuff.
Right.
We just don't know.
Nice. Who's your favorite artist to have on the boat cruises? After 7 years of doing this, obviously some of the artists have been the same.
Yeah.
You know, friendly faces, guys we love, like Sam Felt.
Sam Felt, great guy.
You know,
His
great
whole
guy,
team.
Great guy. He put me on his rider once.
I love that. Like, you had to be
I'm
there.
in the hospitality portion of his
Like,
rider.
you have to be there.
Yeah. In his rider, at one point.
Tequila, vodka,
Yeah. It's
Farouk,
like hospitality.
Mark has to be there.
It's like hospitality must be served by Marckie P.
Got it.
I was like, that's sick. He sent me the contract. I'm like, did you
So
actually
he would
in?
definitely be on the top of my list. I think in the beginning, honestly, like I thought Thomas Jack was probably the coolest guy I ever met. He was the
Flowy
first guy.
hair.
He was the first guy that
Handsome
ever
as fuck.
sold out a boat in 48 hours. Like sold out to the brim. I've never done that. Everyone thinks, you know, you have these big artists, but like, no, Thomas Jack was the first one to do that, and he was huge. He had a whole genre.
Right, and you're just like sprinting around naked after 48 hours of selling out.
Yeah,
I'm just-
I'm like, let's go. Then I meet him. He's super nice, and I'm like,
Yeah,
this
sweet
guy's
guy.
the man. He walks on the boat, and we had an hour set for him. He looks me right dead in the face, and he goes, "What are we doing?" And I go, "Having a drink." And he's like, "No, I want to play the whole time we're on this boat. Why am I sitting here?" And I
Get
was
up
like,
there, mate.
I was like, I'll bring your rider up there right
Yeah.
now. Let's hit it. So we
Fucking
played 3
full
hours to a sold out boat. So it's different. Like, you know how it goes. Like, we started the boat, and it's like you have the picturesque city skyline. The sun's up.
Unreal.
And this guy has a pineapple. He's literally twirling a pineapple, playing tropical house music as the sun is going down
I mean,
into the night. And I'm like, there's no better boat that could ever happen.
yeah. I mean, those boats are fun too, especially when you're sailing away. Like you said, you get the skyline in the back. The sun is setting. It's just a vibe. And I know
it's
that
different.
word is completely overused, and I've overused it a lot. I love the word vibe.
We're vibing right now.
That is a vibe.
Yeah.
Like to a T.
It's different. Like you're on the boat. There's no leaving. There's no like, it's just you're there.
Yeah. I mean, same vibe goes for like the goldfish guys.
Love them.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Those guys.
They came on, to be honest, I'll give this out to Adam Lederman of Mass CDMC. He was the first guy who was like, listen, I know you like kind of mainstream stuff and blah, 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 but you really got to check out these goldfish guys. And I remember being like, goldfish? Like, no. Then I hit a couple songs and I was like, dude, this is boat music.
So good.
And Adam was like, dude, you have to book them. So we booked them the first time and they came out. They had the saxophone, the pianos. And I was like,
who doesn't love a sax? A live sax?
Game changer.
It just hits different.
Yeah.
I wish I played an instrument because it'd be the sax, and I would just bring it fucking everywhere.
Honestly,
I'd bring it everywhere.
That would be a game changer for you. Like Mark's here, you just hear sax.
It's just a sexy noise coming from the hallway, and then I show up with this.
This should be your
beard.
intro song or your exit song to this.
Just only sex music. Sax only. You remember when we went with their family after the boat cruise?
Yes.
Was it the North End?
No, we went right down here in the seaport. We went to the Crab Shack.
Yeah, well, we did that one, but one year they brought their family. We went to the North End. There was like a festival.
Oh, yes. It was the North End Feast.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I've been to 2 dinners with their family and kids.
Yeah, they just love bringing their family here. Yeah. They're like, let's bring our family on the craziest boat that we could ever possibly play.
To be honest, funny story you brought up goldfish. I literally brought them. I picked up the whole family. Somehow, I think you were like delayed from Springfield. You were like, Mike, you got to pick up goldfish. And I was like, all right, no problem. So go pick up goldfish. Their kids are there. Their wives are there. And one wife, I believe. Yeah. They're there. And I'm like, okay, I got the whole family with me. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, there's children. This is a 21 plus boat cruise. Like, how do I finagle this? So I show up with the whole family. And it was so interesting. It's probably the scariest boat cruise because they come on and we're doing sound check. And all of a sudden, I never in my life have I seen this. A lightning bolt hits.
Yeah.
Probably 100 yards from the boat. You would have thought a bomb exploded. That's how loud this lightning was. The 2 kids started crying.
Oh, no.
And I felt terrible. And I was like,
first impression, Mike.
I was like, I don't know what to do. And the mothers like got the kids and the lightning just hit. And I'm like,
you're making lightning hit.
They're like, are we going to go out? And I'm like, listen, lady, we're definitely going out.
There's a lightning rod on this boat for a reason.
We are definitely going out. So take the children.
Hide your
Make
kids.
them feel better.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
If they got to go, they got to go. But we're going out.
Yeah, I remember doing one of the boat cruises, and it was pouring rain, just completely downpour.
Honestly, I think it was Knife Party.
It was MK or Fisher, and I'm holding
Fisher,
the fucking. I mean, it's happened twice. I'm holding the side tent up, just getting battered.
So I own the production, and Fisher it's raining, and he's like, he just wants to keep playing, and I'm like, guys, the CDJs are gonna get destroyed.
Yeah,
I'm like, do you know that's like. It's a lot of money right there.
Not a single fuck was given.
Fisher's just playing his brand new song, and I'm like, oh my God, well, I'm going to lose all this stuff so this guy can play his song. And you're sitting there.
I'm just holding the tent. I'm holding the tent sides up. Didn't even lock him in. It's just me.
He's asking for socks when he gets on. Remember, Gabe had to run and get him socks that he couldn't find.
Man.
He's like, my feet are wet. Get me new socks.
Those artist riders, sometimes they need socks, bro. Sometimes
he goes, socks are on the rider. I go,
fuck.
Damn it.
It's like sometimes you leave things off that you know that they don't want or don't need. You're just like, just leave they don't need underwear. I'm sure they're fine.
Underwear and socks are on every rider, and no one gets them.
Yeah, except Fisher.
Except Fisher needs
them. Fisher gets them.
Yeah.
He absolutely gets them. Who has been your least favorite boat to work, like, and put together?
If you want to laugh, honestly, the first boat I ever did was with Carnage. And let me tell you this. No one wanted to come on these boats. Like at the beginning, it was like talking to like a wall, trying to get these guys to come on the boats. Shout out Tim. He told me it would never happen. So eventually we got Carnage to come on the boat, and he was the first one. I'll never forget this. And somehow, the boats go from 7 to 10, and I just hear that Carnage was in Miami the night before, and he had a long night with women and whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing.
Everybody knows what happens in Miami.
He missed his flight. So I'm like, this is the first boat cruise. No one believes I can do this. And there's no way it's going to happen.
Right.
So obviously, behind the scenes, no one knows this stuff is happening. I'm thinking like, I got to get this guy a private jet. Like any way to get him up here for my first one, like I have to invest. I was like, I don't care. Somehow, long story short, the boat went out without Carnage on it. The first boat, we came back put Carnage on the boat, late, didn't care at all. I'm sweating like bullets.
Yeah. You have a lot to prove.
And he literally goes up there and plays music, and he's like, "Did you make money?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, but I haven't been able to breathe all day. Like, that's a problem. I might go to the hospital."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, as long as you made money." And I'm like, "Oh, it's all about money, dude. Thanks."
Hey, thanks, man. See ya. Have a good one.
It's about my general health, but no, he was like it was like a nightmare trying to get him here.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we've had to go back a couple times, haven't we?
Yes, we have. But we knew ahead of time that those guys didn't want to be on the boat the whole time. So, and that's a whole operation. You know how it goes. We like come in, they come on, and everyone can like see them coming on, and they're racing, trying to touch Chami, and it's like, I don't know what to do here.
It's like logistically, from like working with the artist, it's tough. It's tough because they want to meet their fans and stuff, but it's like overwhelming.
Yeah. Because there's no hiding on the boat.
There's no hiding.
Like to get to the area where they can hide, they do have to walk through a crowd.
Yeah, you have to walk through a crowd.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you tell them that right before they get on the boat, they give you that look like
the face they make when they have to go to the bathroom, and we're like, you're gonna have to walk through the crowd to do that.
Yeah, down to the bottom. Mark will take you.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the scariest thing.
And then it's like, you know what the worst part about that is too is like, there's always like those people that are just completely incognizant of your personal space. So it's like one artist is taking a pee and there's like, "Hey man, can I get a selfie?" It's like I'm literally taking a pee.
Yeah, the guy is going to the bathroom.
Like, he's trying to wash his hands. Like, this is a weird position for you to be in.
Yeah, this is the last place you should be taking a photo of me. Thanks,
yeah, thanks. Hard pass.
Like, I've always asked them, like, how do I find like an area, like a VIP bathroom? And they're like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, can you like build one in?
Can you just find one, please? Can you just put a hole in the front of the boat.
Shout out to Mike and Julie from Bay State Cruise Company. They hook it up. They help us out so much. But yeah, building a bathroom is not in the cards.
Yeah, those are fun. The boat cruises are a good time, man. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody that goes on them enjoys them. I know all of the DJs that I've talked to previously, and even after the show, they're just like, I don't know what that was, but it was electric.
Yeah, like that's the thing is, you think it's not going to be this like massive show, but it's the word vibe. It's a vibe when you go on there with the sunset and the crowd.
Yeah.
It's just different. Everyone that comes off is like, I'll come back.
Yeah. It's crazy. It also, it's such a different feel. And when they get on the boat, they're just like, "Oh, where's the DJ booth? Where's the DJ booth?" And then you point to the sky right there. And they're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're playing over the top of this massive crowd.
It's so interesting you say that because that boat layout, I've looked everywhere for like a layout similar to that to move things into like, San Diego or Chicago or New York and stuff like that. But all the other boats are just not like, they're just not built like that.
It's just exclusive to the Northeast.
Yeah. Like I'm like, at one point I went to them and I was like, can we just drive the boat down?
Yeah.
I've had the conversation. I'm like, can we just like stop in North Carolina, South Carolina, go to Florida for a little bit, just bring people on, get them off.
Jeez, that would be a trek, huh?
I've thought about it.
Yeah, a
lot of gas.
Have you asked?
I've asked.
How much?
A lot.
We're
not going to go into numbers.
We talking six figures?
No, realistically,
probably in gas.
Honestly,
right?
I'll be honest. This summer we were gonna drive down to like New Jersey, New York, and do one down there. It's just so obviously in the artist world, it's just so different to be able to talk to an artist about all their radiuses and things like that.
Yeah,
when you really bring them down there, like, how's that work? Like,
yeah.
we came from Boston.
Yeah.
But all their crowd, it became a little bit of a nightmare, but we were definitely exploring it last summer before the world ended. Yeah,
before it just stalled. So a show really strikes me. It's one of the shows that, you look at the group of people that are on the boat, the people that work there, and how everybody's very interchangeable in their role. Mm-hmm. And it was the Sam Feldt show that was pouring rain. We had to move the show to the second deck. It was on Cinco de Mayo.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
By the way, I still haven't recovered from 5 years ago.
It was chaotic.
It was, yeah.
Because
I was soaked for 4 days.
We wanted to have him upstairs, and he was like, let's just go down. And I'm like, you don't understand. All the production is upstairs. And everyone's looking at me because I own the production company, too. And I'm like, that's impossible. What do you want me to move an LED wall downstairs in CO2? And we ended up moving like a majority of things downstairs somehow. And like a lot of people don't see that behind the scenes stuff, but I wear a couple hats on there. So
we had the CDJs on like just this rinky dink folding table from like Walmart.
A folding table
that I was holding.
And Sam didn't care at all.
No, they didn't care. I mean, they're awesome.
Knife Party did that too. Gareth from Knife Party. And I never in a million years thought he would go downstairs, but he was like, I'll vibe out. Like, I'm done. Like, go.
Yeah, that's
move.
wild.
And I was like, right now, we're going to go downstairs right now. He's like, put the music and the speakers on a table, and I will take care of it. I go, you're the best.
You're the best.
Yeah, because that could have gone south quick.
Yeah, the difference between the top tier and the middle of the boat is like being in a festival on the top deck and then being in a warehouse.
Yeah,
you know?
Sometimes, and I've said this to a ton of people, like the downstairs most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, is even better when you're that close to an artist. Like upstairs is great because you're having a beer, you're with your friends, but when you're downstairs and it's like a boiler room set.
Yeah.
And that artist is like 5 feet from you and they can like touch them. That's your nightmare, literally.
Yeah.
But those are like usually the best boats.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that Sam Felt one was just pure electricity.
Cinco de Mayo too.
Yeah. Yeah. I had my Mexico jersey on. I was soaking wet.
We knew right away what was going to happen when we walked on that boat.
I've seen pictures of myself recently from that boat, like just randomly pop up in like memories, and I look scared. Like
we went to Empire after that one, and like
Jeez.
We were in not good shape.
No,
I didn't even know we were gonna be let in. I was gonna have to be like, buddy,
I need you to let
someone
me
call buddy. You gotta let me in.
I need a sushi roll. I've already consumed 9 bottles of tequila. I need a sushi roll.
Honestly, I'll never forget that too, because after that Cinco de Mayo, we went to Empire, and we got like 6 bottles of tequila.
Yeah,
and we had all the guys from Big Nights set up like a whole table next to us with tequila and everything, and they hook it up, but it was still expensive. And I remember looking to the partners, and they were like, "Did you spend $1,200 at dinner?" And I go, "Yes, I did."
I might have.
And it was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I was drunk I'm probably still drunk from 5 years ago.
Yeah, like it was Cinco de Mayo.
Easily.
We needed bottles of tequila and sushi.
You could have tapped my blood days later, and it would have just been 42.
It's not safe.
Yeah, no, it wasn't safe.
Yeah,
no. But that night was crazy.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We've had a few of those. We've had a few like really awesome shows that lead into like the dinners afterwards, and the artists are like, "That was great. We should just continue this. Let's hang out. Let's do dinner."
It gets even wilder when we do the dinner in between, and then we go to the after party, and
Yeah.
they play again.
Yeah, they're
like, "We're still doing this." I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah."
Cars outside.
It's like we did Fisher, and then we're at Scorpion Bar eating every piece of Mexican
Buddy,
food
the producer, loved that dinner.
Yeah, he did. That was his favorite. That was his favorite dinner to host.
He pretty much was like, "Why do you have so many people with you?" I was like, "I gotta pay for it here."
Here's the card. Yeah, that was great. Nothing like performing on a full. Not that I'm a performer, but I can only imagine.
I mean, we're performing just in a different way.
Performing on a full Mexican belly.
Yeah.
I'm telling that's got to be, oof, like mid set.
I couldn't imagine a different way to do it.
You will shart. We should definitely ask Buddy if he's ever.
Buddy, most likely
/sharted. That was a yeah. He said yeah. That was a head nod.
That was a confirm.
Mid show. Was that a mid show?
I had to run off stage at Shrine one night.
Damn.
It's happened. It's confirmed, everyone.
Confirmed. I love that. I knew I loved Buddy for a reason. Sharding mid show. That just puts him right
He's got
over the
kids
top.
now, so it's completely normal to him. Like,
yeah,
poop is poop.
Poop is poop. It is what it is. So we're in the holiday season, man. Like, you got anything crazy planned? You got family coming over?
It's interesting. It's such, the timing wise, it's funny because I just spoke to like my brother and my family the other day, and I want to see them on Christmas and everything. And I get it. They have children, and everyone's just a little different about, what people are doing. So obviously I told them, I was like, I'm going to start quarantining, just not going out for a couple weeks because I want to enjoy Christmas.
Yeah.
And then so I'm going to do that. And then after, we're doing New Year's in Mexico. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, we got together with Terry from Student City, and we were just like, they're not going to let us do anything here. Let's just do it in Mexico. So he literally, it started as like a joke. Honestly, it started as a joke. And you know Willie. Alex is like,
yeah.
Alex goes to Cancun.
Great guy.
Cancun Willie is just different. Like, it's just different. So he comes home from Cancun. He's like, we're doing New Year's in Mexico. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing New Year's. And
Did you start to sweat profusely?
I'm like, I'm not. What? What do you mean? Like, sounds like all this investment and like all these things.
He's like, I've got $5
Yeah.
And I make $119 on unemployment. Dude.
I make
I'm not doing shit.
$13.80 a week on unemployment. You want me to go to Mexico right now? I got a house to pay for. But long story short, it all came together, and we're gonna do probably like 300-400 of us down in Mexico, and Terry's got all the hookups with everyone, so we're just gonna. We rented out a venue to do a New Year's party, and then we're doing the next day. We're doing a New Year's Day brunch.
Love Mexico.
It's different.
I love Mexico.
Just hits different. The tequila,
it's so good.
Tequila tastes different when you drink
Just
it.
tastes better. It's like comes from the tap.
Something's different.
right
Like
from the
I'll
tap.
never forget. I got Don Julio Reposado for the first time in Mexico, and at the time, all I had in my mind was like, oh, in college, like I was drinking, what is it, Jose Cuervo, which is just makes you gag.
Yikes.
So I'm like, I'm not drinking tequila. So Terry hands me a bottle of Reposado, and I just drink it, and I'm like, whoa.
Jose Cuervo still exists?
This stuff's that's still in Wells right now, like for the well drink. That's the vodka. That's the tequila they give you.
Good Lord.
It's disgusting.
That's awful.
But I remember I had that, and I was like, okay, tequila fucks. Like this is the drink.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yes. It is the spirit of choice.
Yes.
And margaritas are just pure joy.
I don't play with margaritas a lot. Like I don't drink them, but
What?
I'd rather just straight.
Spicy margaritas, bro?
The wife loves it. I'm more of like a tequila on the rocks kind of guy. Like I just want to get it
You're a
over
psychopath.
with. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. So you might as
If it's cold, it's good. It tastes like water.
That's just brutal. Just
Honestly, you think that until you actually drink a good tequila on the rocks with the right ice cubes, and it just hits different.
I mean, I like shots of tequila. I don't know that I'm gonna sip tequila.
You got to be in the right mood.
I'm either gonna drink it in a mixie, or
You got to be in the right mood. You can't just like wake up and be like, I'm gonna drink a whole cup of tequila for no reason.
actually never mind. I lied. I thought that this morning.
Yeah.
I was so nervous that I was just
Honestly,
like,
during
I'm gonna
quarantine,
drink a whole glass.
I think
of
about it all
tequila.
the time. Every day I wake up, I'm like, I look over at my bottles of 42 in my living room, and I'm like, oh,
It's today the day.
it's today the day that I
today the day.
lapse.
It's today the day that I go to the gulag and also chug a bottle of tequila.
No one would think it was weird. I've
Yeah.
I've got no responsibilities.
Yeah, that's good. Valid point.
Yeah, my dog might judge me being alone.
I mean, your dog eats the dog bed,
He does.
so
He's a wild one, but
I mean, takes after his dad.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to, right?
Yeah, I eat the bed all the time.
I just get drunk and just fucking eat the bed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on gingerbread houses?
Gingerbread houses, like we're talking about like holiday ones.
Yeah.
I feel like that's for like families with kids. Like the last time I looked or made one, I was in like preschool.
Those things are terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
I tried to eat one. Not good. They suck.
No bueno.
They suck. Right now, though, they're making charcuterie chalets.
You just pronounced that very well.
Dude,
You nailed that.
I've been thinking about it for like the last hour.
To be honest,
I've
if
been thinking about prosciutto for the last hour. But
there was a gingerbread house, if there was charcuterie on it, that would be one that I would do. I think people take charcuterie too serious. Like my wife loves it. You hear people coming over, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a cheese board, charcuterie."
Yeah.
Like no one eats half the board. Can we just talk about that? Like honestly,
what are the nuts there for? I don't know. I'm
like
confused.
there's nuts and like honey. It's like listen. I don't mean to be like a fat guy or anything, but listen, you put salami, a little prosciutto, a little pepperoni on there with a cracker and some
Goddamn
American
right.
cheese. Like I'm pretty simplistic when it comes to
Rub
this.
the
Like,
prosciutto right on my body.
yeah,
Get it lodged in my fucking chest hair.
yeah. And then there's pickles there. There's like mini pickles.
See, I like the pickles. I mess with the pickles.
Obviously, I love them, but like I don't know if in that realm of like when there's I don't know. There's so many things on the board where you're like I don't know if I would mix those.
So you're saying like if you were to make a charcuterie chalet, that's I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah,
It would
Killing
just be
that.
straight hard salami on top.
I would
Just
eat
the
the
whole
whole
thing.
house.
You just
Yeah,
One
cold,
bite.
I'm a big cold cut guy, so you put that on there, little ham,
in one bite.
it's going down,
Wow.
right down.
Right down the hatch. Jeez, whole salami right down the hatch.
So the wife knows what to make me for Christmas
yeah.
morning.
If you're listening,
I want to wake up with a full
one full salami.
charcuterie chalet.
Yeah.
Did I nail that too?
Yeah, you nailed it. The problem is I tried to my stepmom made a charcuterie board and I on Thanksgiving was under the weather,
Not feeling well.
not feeling well.
Little hungover.
A little too many Bud Lights, maybe like 40, 50 too many. And I kept calling it a Charizard board, and I don't know why. I was just like, sick Charizard board. She was just like, what the fuck is that?
Were you
I'm
doing
like,
the Pokemon cards the night before?
I started to do like the dragon noises. It was a fucking disaster.
I don't know what it would be like to be your mother. That would be
I'm surprised I
horrifying.
did not get booted directly right out of Thanksgiving.
She wakes up Thanksgiving Day.
go to
She's
your-
like, listen,
go to
boys,
your fucking room.
it's time for you to either go to your room or leave the
I was
house.
just like, damn. I was like, sick Charizard board. She was just like, why are you saying it like that? I'm like, Oh, that's brutal.
Charizard's a really expensive Pokemon card. Okay, Mom?
Yeah. I mean, the card game is back, and Charizard
It's
is
a compliment.
Yeah. I just said your fucking board's worth $200,000. Like, you should thank me.
Yeah.
You should. And Logic, the rapper, is going to come and buy it from you.
Logan
And then
Paul
rich.
just bought like a $200,000 Charizard card.
Yeah, that's crazy. The fact that people are just spending money on a piece of cardboard is fucking wild.
Do you know what's wild?
Like
is that
that
we're,
much.
we're in the middle of a pandemic, and they're spending $200K on a Pokemon card?
That's one.
Listen, Logan. Send the money this way, my friend.
Yeah.
We could use it.
I could use like $5 or $6. He's fighting Floyd Mayweather. That was just announced.
He's going to get whooped.
That was just announced.
He's going to get whooped.
I mean,
listen, I'll say one thing about those two. They definitely are trying to take boxing more serious. Like,
yeah.
Jake Paul is definitely
the
not
Jake
playing
Paul
around.
knockout was holy shit.
He just got what's his name? Sugar Ray, or like some big boxer to do
Shane Mosley.
Shane Mosley to do
Yeah.
his like all his training, and they're up in
Yeah.
like Bear Mountain, like sitting there,
Yeah.
like all Rocky Balboa up there.
That
Like,
goes from being a YouTuber to literally knocking people out. On
yeah,
pay-per-view.
like they're not playing around, but they're
There's
not.
no fucking
listen,
about.
you jumped way too quick to the Floyd. Like that's just
Well,
their
no, this is his
mentality,
brother.
though.
This is his
no, I
brother.
know, but like Logan and like they both are like calling out the biggest fighters in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, we get it. You want to make money, and we're probably going to be the idiots that pay for it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you went way.
Here's my $59.99.
That's too big of a jump. Like it's too quick.
yeah. I mean, Floyd Mayweather will fight fucking anyone.
At this point,
He would fight anyone. If you have any semblance of celebrity,
we
in
all
the
knew
moment-
what the Conor Mayweather fight was going to look like at the end of the day. Like
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping Conor was going to knock him out, but
you hope, but at the end of the day, listen, if Floyd
I mean,
got in a
Floyd
cage
Mayweather.
with him,
Yeah,
it'd be a
game
whole
over.
different.
Lights out.
You know,
Lights
but
out.
he got into the boxing rhythm, so he knew what he was doing. He wanted to make money.
Does the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight last more than 5 rounds?
Yes, because Floyd is smart. And
You think they just
he's
draw
gonna,
it out to the end?
It's the same thing he did with Connor.
Draw it,
You watched him with Connor. He was
drag
toying
him into
with him.
deep water.
Yeah. He's going to
Sucker
let him
him
get
out.
tired and like make it fun for everyone that paid
Have you-
$100 to watch.
Have you seen
Then he's
Logan
gonna knock
Paul?
him out.
Dude is absolutely fucking shredded.
That's the only thing I can't like figure out the weight difference
He's
there.
shredded.
Like what's the weight difference?
I mean, I don't know. But,
Boxing's all about like
I mean, they probably have
180 on 180.
to. I mean, they probably have to find a similar catch weight. You know,
So Logan's going to have to cut like 40 pounds.
I mean, he's probably gonna have to cut a few pounds, unless it's just a pure exhibition where they can.
They
just-
said exhibition. So if they go straight at it, I mean, he knocks him out. Be the end of Mayweather's career. That would be the end.
Could you imagine the greatest boxer in the history of the world? Gets
Billionaire
knocked out?
boxer literally goes to sleep from a
Yikes.
YouTuber.
Yeah,
He has everything to lose.
He does have everything to lose, and people were saying that about the Conor fight too. But it's like, if Conor McGregor beats you, at least you're losing to
Conor McGregor, he is
two-weight world champion.
Yeah,
right?
the guy, and he was a boxer. He was a Golden Glove before that. Like he knows how to box.
You get knocked out by Logan Paul,
R.I.P. to your career.
you going right into witness protection. Like
With Nate.
somebody's fucking
With-
sending. Yeah, Nate Robinson just changed his
His
name
brother,
to Mike.
yeah, that's
His name is now Mike Robinson. He's done. No, I mean, he's just sitting in the middle of like an Iowa field in a house by himself, kicking it, never to be seen again.
Yeah, seriously, the internet really
They just
ended his life.
destroyed him. Like it was just one of those things where it was an undeniable thing to see and know that
It's one thing to lose the fight.
memes weren't gonna come.
Yeah,
The second his face hit the ground.
he went to sleep.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like a 10, 9. Okay, you can't get up. No, like
No, he
Bring
was,
the stretcher, this man's
it's
dead.
This man is passed.
yeah.
But you know, I do like celebrity fights. Like there's something that draws me to watching two people that should not be fighting fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
You
a
know?
draw. That I mean, like they made money for
Yeah.
sure.
What'd they say? I think even Tyson, like Tyson and Roy Jones, I think Tyson made like 10 million.
I got the
10 and
initial
6 or something
numbers,
like
but I
that.
thought it was like $1 million first,
Mike
and then they
Tyson
had
looked
like pay-per-view
fucking
money.
great. Mike Tyson looked great.
He did.
Like for
He's
being
Mike Tyson.
55 years old or whatever he is. I mean, the guy looked.
They
stunning.
also said beginning before that fight that they were not going to call a winner.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, Tyson definitely won. I was like, guys, they literally announced that this is such an exhibition that
Yeah.
they're not going to let anyone win.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should have called a winner. I think that adds to the Mike Tyson moving forward as a celebrity boxer kind of thing.
He's going to do it anyways.
I mean, does he fight Evander Holyfield and then, which they've been talking about?
I don't know. He's only got one ear left. I don't know if he wants to get in the ring.
I mean, he's aerodynamic, bro. He's fucking quick on that one side, you know. He's just
That's
fucking
true.
duck. Yeah, I mean, watching Mike Tyson fight, watching him lead up to that was just awesome.
I mean, Mike Tyson had a massive belly in The Hangover, and you're like, how's this guy going to get in shape?
Why are you talking about me?
Yeah, and then you see a video of Mike Tyson like a month before, and you're like, oh my God, Mike Tyson literally looks like an animal.
This guy did cardio for fucking 20 hours a day.
Literally for 2 years.
Like, looked like a monster. But he looked good, and I hope the Evander Holyfield fight kind of does its thing, and you know, maybe he knocks him out.
If Mayweather's looking for a real fight,
Jesus Christ,
fight Tyson. People would pay to just see Mayweather shut up by Tyson just knocking him out.
I mean, that would just be a weird looking fight, right? Because Mike Tyson is kind of giant.
I got money for that.
Yeah,
unemployment benefits.
I got $59.99 for that. Oh man, fuck me. I'm hungover
today.
Yeah,
I am as well.
A little hungover,
just a little bit,
and I'm still soaking wet from the coffee that I have in my leg.
Yeah, I'm a little hungover from we did Mystique, little football Sunday, little plug, big night, Mystique, 4 to 7 every Sunday. Show up.
This is incredible.
We love sitting down and drinking.
Because if you stand up, it's the only way you can get COVID.
Yeah, we won't go too far, but a lot of sitting down, a lot of fun, a lot of music.
I actually live in a rolly chair, so I can never get up. So
yeah, no, it's just it's a different world, you know, just sitting there and you just don't know if you can get up or it's fun.
Yeah, well, rolly chairs, bro.
Yeah.
You know, if you just bring one
we
everywhere
have two
you
right
go,
now.
If you bring one everywhere you go, you won't have to worry about it.
That's true.
You know, and then you can roll over to
I see what you're saying.
You can roll over
I see where you're going.
Roll wherever you want.
Just get in there. I'm in a chair.
Yeah,
so we're good.
Make a little flap underneath just in case you have to go.
Oh, God. Now we're really bending the rules.
I mean, someone's got to do it.
ABCC walks in. Everyone's going around in rolly chairs.
You guys had the Pats game on there last night?
We did.
What a blowout.
Honestly, I stopped watching, but what's going on with the Patriots? One day, and listen, I'm the biggest. I've been to almost every Super Bowl in the last 5 years, and, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know what is going on with this team. One day, I'm like, this team's great.
Yeah.
The next day, I'm like, we're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Like Cam Newton, everything lies on Cam Newton. He either goes 4 for 20 and 2 picks and 80 yards, or he's got 300 yards, 4 touch. Like what's going on? Like,
yeah.
How are you that far off?
I mean, he hasn't been inconsistent in his whole career, but being in on a new team with a new system, I think it's super easy for those guys to become inconsistent. You know, like maybe the pressure. You know, maybe he's. I mean, the man did get COVID in the middle of it, so he's probably having a little trouble breathing. loses a couple weeks of the season, like. But dude, they looked good yesterday. They made the Chargers look like a fucking JV football team.
And I thought the Chargers were a good team, to be honest. Like they've looked good thus far. Like honestly,
Herbert's an animal.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got years to come. But dude, they played absolute lights out.
I mean, blowing them out is wild. Like everyone definitely looked at that game yesterday and was like, "Wait a minute, like what was that?" But then you also you're sitting there and you look at the Chiefs last night. So the Chiefs were 14-point favored by 14 points against the Broncos.
Right.
And that was a close game. It's like, what is going on right now?
The NFL is just so strange. Like teams that shouldn't.
You see a double-digit spread, and like you're like, okay, that team's gonna get whooped.
Yeah, they're gonna get smashed.
And they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the NFL this year, I don't know. I read an article the other day that they were thinking about going to a bubble, but they said absolutely not for the playoffs.
Dude, I think that sports right now should go to a bubble, so they just like stop with the issues moving forward. Like, what happens if it fucking delays the Super Bowl? You know what I mean?
It is weird. I mean, but at the end of the day, they said no chance. So I don't know. Maybe they just know their hardcore fan base. If they start, you know, going into the bubble and stuff, they're just going to be like people turned off by it.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA did it right, man.
I think they did. I think at the end of the day, they did what they needed to do. But
I know it's a small.
They lost a lot of their viewers. They were really down.
Yeah,
but again, there was games going on at like 2:00 on a Tuesday. Granted, like half the country isn't working. But
we just had that fucking Wednesday game, which was so strange.
Yeah, like the Ravens are playing at 3:00 on a Thursday, like a Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Little high school football right there on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that's so weird.
You know, it is what it is, though, man. That's the nature of the beast. I guess that's where
we're at in the world.
That's the climate we live in. You know, but it's gonna be interesting to see how sports progresses. You know.
I mean, they lead the way. So, you know, honestly, when the beginning of the pandemic happened, we were all watching the Celtics,
right?
Wondering what they were going to do with the Garden. And we all knew, you know, if they start pulling back on the crowds and everything, you know, because it was right around St. Patrick's Day. We knew right away we were taking our lead from the Garden.
Yeah.
And once they started, you know, dwindling it down, and then it was no more, it was like, okay, we're smoked.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA's doing this really cool thing for this upcoming season. I mean, obviously,
doesn't it start in 2 weeks?
They're going to be playing inside the stadiums, right? But all of the stuff that surrounds has to be like approved. So like the restaurants that the athletes go to have to be approved. So for like the Celtics, you know, I mean, they're right there in the North End, and I mean, good for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, if like the NBA says, oh, this is an approved restaurant, this is an approved restaurant, this is an approved restaurant, you know,
I can't believe that's the kind of world we live in, where you have to get approved restaurant list when you visit like a town. Like, great. So like other restaurants that aren't approved aren't going to get the big money from the players. Like, that stinks.
I mean, it does suck, but hopefully, you know, they expand those, you know, but like,
I mean, right outside the Garden needs a little love, because the Garden just got built up.
Yeah.
To what it is now. Like, these guys need a little love. They were all relying on the games down there. You know what I mean? Big Night Live's right there. Like, you know, the Greatest Bar, the Harp, all those guys rely on all that income from those games, and they also haven't had that. So,
yeah,
you know, their rents aren't cheap down there by the Garden.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but, you know, I mean, having the NBA avoid the bubble, again, it's an interesting concept.
Have they talked about fans at all yet?
I think I read something about fans in, like, June or July. I think, like, Fauci said something about, like,
oh God,
having more
Fauci
having fans in June or July or something weird like that. I mean, obviously the NFL's doing fans, and
what'd they say about the Super Bowl? Half capacity or something like that?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into the Super Bowl much, but I mean,
producers, you know anything about the Super Bowl capacity?
No, not yet.
Producers, Mike hijacked my show.
Producer buddy,
he's doing great. He's giving me thumbs ups and stuff.
I'm trying over here.
He blew me a kiss. Is that a kiss? Was that a kiss I saw?
Yeah, sure is.
Damn right. Wow. Can't believe it. Dude, so the other day I was playing GTA. When was the last time you played GTA?
It's literally been since probably high school.
And then I was watching the news, and the same thing happened. A plane landed on the highway.
Oh, I love that. Was an amazing segue, by the way. I love it. I love it.
I was like, I mean, that's where I land my planes in GTA. Like,
can you fly in GTA now? Because you couldn't fly when I was playing back in the day.
You can fucking just fly.
You just beat like grandmothers up and take their Ferrari. Like,
no, you can just fly. You just like steal planes and shit.
I mean, that's my biggest fear is when you like flying. Like realistically, when you get on a plane, my thought process changed. Like, I'm out of control. Like, if something happens,
completely out of control.
It's not in my control anymore.
I mean, so me and flying are the exact same.
Imagine going
control.
up and it's like, like engine failure. You're like,
oh fuck.
Okay.
You're just like, that highway right there. That one looks fucking.
But
good.
I guess the guy that was flying was some. You know, I read an article. The guy was some like amazing pilot that just casually landed on the highway. Yeah, no one injured.
Casually.
Yeah.
Just casually lands on I casually land on the GTA highway. That's about as close as I'm gonna get to fucking that. Yeah, but planes are wild, man.
A couple months ago, every major city looked like GTA. So
yeah, that's also true. Just people
when the world looks like GTA, it's not a good sign.
And then the planes just decide to land on the highway. It's like, we fucking come full circle. Dude.
Yeah,
we've made it.
Yeah, we're finally there.
We've absolutely made it. Well, I think that we're gonna call it there, man. Thanks
Great first show.
Anything would you like to plug?
Nothing really. Thanks for inviting me. It's been great. First episode. Follow the Marckie P Show, guys.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. I'd like to give a quick thanks to Buddy and the team, Kyle, Sam, for giving me this shot, and hopefully there's more to come, and we can fucking just tear this apart.
I'll be listening.
Joe Rogan, I'm coming for you.